Hello and welcome. Today we're going to learn how to look up the weather forecast in Airtable using OpenWeather, which is a weather app that keeps everything updated live. And so we're going to be able to bring this data into our Airtable using Data Fetcher and have everything here in one place being updated automatically. So when you arrive onto your Airtable base, simply go over to the right-hand side where you'll see the button Apps, click on Add an App, and then when this pops up, search for Data Fetcher in the top right-hand search bar. Then click Add when that appears and click Add App. So now you're prompted to either create a free Data Fetcher account or you can simply continue with Google. Fantastic, so it's time to import our data. So when you arrive onto this page, you can create your first request by clicking on the big blue button. And we would like to title this request, Fetch the Weather Forecast. Nice, so now that you've titled that Fetch the Weather Forecast, we can search for the application OpenWeather. So if you just search and click it, so now you will need your OpenWeather API key, but you're prompted to click on the link which will direct you to the right place to find this. And if you haven't already, you can create a free account to have this API key and simply copy over the key that you'll find here under your API keys in OpenWeather and bring it back to your Airtable base so you can paste it into the API key input. Great, so once you've done that, you can select the endpoint current weather and forecast for locations and click Save and Continue in the bottom right hand corner. So this is where you can set your personal location for the latitude and longitude. So you can very easily find this if you don't know your latitude and longitude by just searching current location latitude, and it will pop up with some websites that can help you. I'm going to be entering the London Eye for an example. So fill this in with your details, and then once you come back, we'll continue. Great, so once you've filled that in numerical form, we want to set the forecast as hourly forecast for 48 hours. And we do want to set the temperature units as Celsius, but of course you can choose whichever your preference is here. And then you can also set the language, so you can get the weather output in a chosen language, although we don't need to set this. It's automatically set to English. Then your output table in view, you can leave it as it is as well, and we will press save and run in the bottom right hand corner. Then click continue. So now you'll arrive to the following page, the response field mapping. And this is where you can import all of the fields to your Airtable. So you can decide what you really want to see in your Airtable from this basis. You can turn these toggles on and off for each of the fields simply by selecting the toggle and turning it from green to gray, or you can choose to filter all to turn them all off. Then you can search for the following fields in the search bar or any others that you'd like to include. So I'm going to include hour, temperature, humidity, wind speed, and description. Fantastic. So once you have your selected fields chosen, you can then select save and run in the bottom right hand corner, and you can see that these fields are now being created into your Airtable. Then select show output table, and if you scroll over to the right hand side, you can see that all of this data has been imported. So now we can go one step further and have all of this information be updated automatically. So over to the right hand side, you'll see that Data Fetcher app box. And if you scroll over these buttons, you'll see the full screen button. Click on the full screen button and this will open all of those options that you've previously selected for this specific request. Then scroll down until you see the word schedule. Now this schedule option might look a little bit differently on your screen if you haven't yet upgraded to a paid Data Fetcher account. So as soon as you do that, you can come back and then add your API key. So select Add API Key and you'll be prompted to your Airtable account. So if you click on this button, you'll be brought to your Airtable account overview and you can find the Generate API Key button. Click on this and then copy that information back over to your Airtable. Then you can paste it into this input box, and once you've done that, you can simply select Save. Now, as you can see, this automatically turns that schedule this request option onto the green toggle. You can turn this on and off simply by clicking on it from green to gray, but we can leave it on green, and then you can select every day of the week between 9 and 6 or whatever your preferences are, and have this automation happening every 15 minutes so that you know that your weather forecast is being imported automatically without you having to do a thing. Then simply select save and close over the window. So hopefully today you have learned how to look up the weather forecast in Airtable using Data Fetcher and have these records updated automatically so that you can always keep an eye on the weather as it happens live. But if you do have any questions, you can always reach out to us here at Data Fetcher, where we also have a full-length blog on this exact topic that you can check out. Thank you so much for taking the time to learn today. I really hope you have a great one.